The Bible Decoded investigates the unexplained. Today, we explore the centuries-old Book of Giants. This Aramaic language literature is a primary source on fallen angels and their offspring. Nephilim are fascinating and mysterious in ancient Jewish and early Christian mythology. The Watchers, fallen angels who mated with human women, are often said to have fathered them. These massive, indestructible monsters had a huge impact on the world and humanity. This video explores the Nephilim and how they nearly destroyed the earth. We'll study the Nephilim's origins, interactions with humans, and reputation for chaos and destruction. We'll also examine the Great Flood, its aftermath, and the Nephilim's influence on religious and cultural traditions. Whether you're a researcher of ancient literature or just curious, this video is a must-see for anyone interested in ancient civilizations and the Nephilim. The Book of Enoch, Book of Jubilees, and Dead Sea Scrolls contain Nephilim stories. The Nephilim enslaved and oppressed humans in these books. They propagated unlawful knowledge, causing widespread turmoil and suffering. The Nephilim nearly destroyed the planet despite the faithful's efforts. A higher power spared humanity and the planet. In many accounts, God sent the Great Flood to wipe out the Nephilim and all life on Earth, except for Noah and his family, who were saved in an ark. Religion and culture are shaped by the Nephilim. The Nephilim are either the ancestors of mighty civilizations or the root of all evil in certain sources. The Nephilim are nonetheless intriguing and mysterious, regardless of their depiction. Nephilim origins are fascinating. The fallen angels, known as the Watchers, fathered the Nephilim, according to numerous ancient traditions. These angels from heaven fell in love with human women and decided to mate with them on earth. The Nephilim were gigantic and nigh invincible. Nephilim had a huge impact on humanity. They taught humanity prohibited skills like metalworking and combat. Their teachings also caused widespread corruption and violence as mankind used their new talents to oppress and subjugate each other. The Nephilim ruled the planet with an iron grip despite their bad influence. God alone saved the world from the Nephilim. God unleashed the Great Flood to wipe out the Nephilim and all life on Earth save Noah and his family, who were saved in an ark. The exact nature and impact of the Nephilim have been debated for generations. Some researchers believe the Nephilim were a fiction devised to explain prehistoric monuments and huge constructions. Some see the Nephilim as a symbol of human history's corruption and brutality. Despite these disagreements, the Nephilim narrative fascinates people worldwide. It has inspired innumerable works of art, literature, and film and scholarly analyses and controversies. The Nephilim story, whether myth or actuality, is fascinating and essential. The Book of Giants, an ancient document found in the late 1800s, is a key source on the Nephilim. This Aramaic or Middle Persian book describes the Nephilim and their worldly duty. The Book of Giants illuminates Nephilim motivations, relationships with humans, and events leading up to the Great Flood. The Book of Giants, the Bible, and Book of Enoch offer a varied and diversified view of the Nephilim and their narrative, as well as a fascinating glimpse into their nation's beliefs and ideals. The Nephilim tale is about power, corruption, knowledge abuse, and world dominance. It still captivates people worldwide. Some scholars believe the Nephilim were God-created super beings, while others believe they were the offspring of fallen angels and human women. Both explanations are supported by facts, and the Nephilim origin debate continues. In many traditions, the Great Flood symbolizes a warning about authority and corruption. The Bible is a popular Nephilim source. Genesis calls the Nephilim sons of God and daughters of men. The Nephilim's power and depravity come from the coupling of fallen angels and human women, as this text suggests. The Book of Enoch contains more Nephilim information. This 2nd century BC book describes the fallen angels and their interactions with humans. The Nephilim were powerful and malevolent beings who endangered the world. The Book of Enoch also blames the gods for the Great Flood on the Nephilim's corruption and bloodshed. The Dead Sea Scrolls and Book of Jubilees reference the Nephilim and provide more information. These works provide a rich and varied view of the Nephilim and their position in the world, as well as a fascinating glimpse into their nation's beliefs and ideals. The way ancient texts on the Nephilim have been read and reinterpreted is fascinating. Nephilim were heroes or villains in different cultures. They were sometimes deified. Despite diverse interpretations, ancient Nephilim myths have numerous themes. These scriptures describe the Nephilim as powerful and destructive entities who threaten to end the world. Their story is often used to warn against pride and corruption. God play a major role in Nephilim myths. God chastised the Nephilim as world protectors in several traditions. Also, God sometimes create and destroy the Nephilim. Despite differing interpretations, the Nephilim myth is compelling. It addresses our need to comprehend the world and our place in it, and warns against pride and corruption. This chapter will enlighten historians, scholars, and curious readers about ancient Nephilim manuscripts. As the Nephilim grew in number and importance, it became evident that their influence on the globe went beyond ancient books. The Nephilim were genuine, powerful, and had a global impact. The Nephilim ushered in a period of enormous change and potential in human history. They were larger-than-life characters with tremendous strength and talents, and they immediately became icons of human might and promise. Their size and strength made them dangerous, and many feared their fury. However, the Nephilim were restless. They wanted more power and influence, so they started dominating the people and areas surrounding them. They conquered new lands, enslaved inhabitants, and founded kingdoms and empires, expanding their dominance. As the Nephilim gained power, their influence darkened. They became arrogant and abusive, using their power to subjugate others. Many people feared their ruthlessness and power hunger. However, the Nephilim inspired stories and mythology in many cultures, despite their many shortcomings. Some venerated them as emblems of power and daring, while others saw them as evil and destruction. The Nephilim wanted more than human life. They asserted their superiority, causing global dread. Humans who disobeyed the huge offspring were punished. The Nephilim were cruel rulers who utilized their might and power to terrorize their subjects. They were accused of killing, enslaving, and sacrificing people. The once peaceful neighborhoods were now terrorized. Humans united against the Nephilim, but failed. The Nephilim were too big and powerful for humans. Some defied the Nephilim. They rebelled, outwitting their oppressors. These valiant humans would eventually defeat the Nephilim and free their people. Despite defeat, the Nephilim would be remembered as the once powerful giants who nearly destroyed the planet. Their reign of terror would warn future generations of the dangers of unbridled power and the need of resisting oppression. The Nephilim were powerful but not invincible. Their arrogance and ruthlessness eventually destroyed their empires. The Bible, like other ancient traditions, depicts a huge deluge that killed the Nephilim. Many Nephilim fled to secluded locations to avoid their adversaries as their power weakened. Others were enslaved by their hubris and conduct. Even after their defeat, the Nephilim ruled the earth. Many people still admired their size and strength as symbols of power and potential. Their legacy was preserved by the construction of new myths and legends. The Nephilim shaped human history even after their defeat. Their stories, legends, and myths still evoke terror and respect. The Great Flood is one of the world's most important occurrences. The Nephilim's evil caused this catastrophic calamity, which wiped off most of the world's inhabitants and left a legacy that would alter human history for eons. Geological evidence, including vast marine deposits and widespread catastrophic occurrences, will help us understand the Great Flood. The Great Flood has affected our worldview and religious and spiritual beliefs. The world changed after the Nephilim fell. Their vast civilizations collapsed, and their once powerful empires vanished. The survivors of their reign had to rebuild. The post-Nephilim society struggled to erase their memory and cultural impact. Due to their height, strength, and power, many people still feared, awed, and admired them. Despite these obstacles, many societies who had suffered under the Nephilim rebuilt and established new legends and myths to explain the past and preserve their memory. The gigantic monster legend has captivated and frightened centuries. In these stories, the Nephilim were powerful creatures that could destroy cities and landscapes. These legends were passed down from generation to generation, even when following generations dismissed them. The Nephilim's legacy endures despite their devastation. Their cultural and religious references have shaped generations of views and perspectives. Their religious importance in many cultures is a major legacy. They are regarded as gods in certain religions and the epitome of evil and wickedness in others. The Nephilim represent both the dangers of unbridled power and the awe-inspiring magnificence of the supernatural in many cultures. The Nephilim also shaped science and technology. In the years after their fall, numerous scientists and innovators were fascinated by their size and strength and tried to reproduce them. As people tried to use Nephilim power, medicine, engineering, and the natural sciences advanced. Finally, the Nephilim have shaped popular culture through literature, movies, and television. From Lovecraft's horror writings to today's blockbuster action flicks, the Nephilim have captivated audiences and inspired new generations. Despite the many Nephilim legends and myths, their existence is unknown. Some say they were angel-human hybrids, while others say they were tall, powerful, and gifted. The Nephilim have shaped the world and its cultures, regardless of religions. Their legacy inspires hypotheses, speculations, and disputes from ancient Mesopotamia to modern urban folklore. For thousands of years, the Nephilim story has captivated people of many cultures. The Nephilim story, thousands of years old, inspires people worldwide. It has been understood and reinterpreted innumerable times, shaping our worldview. This has been the Bible Decoded, where history comes alive,